A lot of times I may be feeling discouraged. I give my brother a call, my older brother, Big Bro. Shout out to Big Bro.
Everybody's journey is a little bit different. So I feel like hearing people who had different experiences along that way is really important for kind of shaping your belief in yourself and shaping your possible journey as well.
The journey to medical school, the journey to becoming a physician is long. It's not easy, but it is rewarding.
Instead of looking at it from like a perspective of, I can't do it, you look at it from a perspective where, oh, I found something that doesn't work. And once you realize that your failures aren't really necessarily a you thing, it's just you're using and doing something that's not necessarily working for you in that moment. But that causes you to adjust. You adjust, you try new things, and eventually you will find that thing that does work for you.
Yeah, it's BigGameCham. You know the name, the most authentic in the game. And today we have episode 2 of my journey to medicine, which is all about documenting our journey to medicine and giving you some motivation and inspiration to keep on going. Your host, BigGameCham. I'm currently a first-year medical student at Howard University College of Medicine. And our special guest today is from Houston, Texas. He's a graduate of Howard University with a degree in engineering. He has 8 publications in clinical research, and he has given numerous podium presentations. He is also a first-year medical student at Howard University College of Medicine. I present to you Mr. Joshua Davis.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. And so, as we get started, for the people who don't know you, tell the people about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm from Houston, Texas, as you said before. Lived there my whole life. I came to Howard for undergrad. I was here for 5 years. And I went up to Boston for 3 years, did a little clinical research, got some clinical experience. Now I'm back here, started med school. Outside of school, I love to run. Really big on fitness, running. I've been getting into lifting weights a lot more, play basketball. Hang out with friends, explore the city. Like DC is an awesome place to live. So it's been cool just kind of going around the city, exploring new study spots, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what's up. A little bit about myself. Also from Houston, Texas. I was right outside of Houston, Texas, Pearland, Texas. Graduated from Xavier University of Louisiana with a degree in biology. And now I'm here at Howard University College of Medicine, enjoying life, enjoying the journey. Some things I like to do in my free time. I also like sports, like to play basketball. I like music. I really enjoy music. Music is very calming for me, and it's also something I do when I'm working out, when I'm getting dressed in the morning. Music is it's always good to listen to music. Additionally, just hanging out with friends and family, and like I said, just enjoying the journey. And so this platform is really about documenting and explaining and just talking about our journey to and through medicine. And so I guess we could start off by just discussing some of the most rewarding parts of the journey. As we all know, the journey to medical school, the journey to becoming a physician is long. It's not easy, but it is rewarding. So I guess we could, start off by just talking about some of the most rewarding parts. And I would say for me so far, it's just been the people that I've been able to meet and the impact that I've been able to also help make. And that has been something that's very fulfilling. One thing I'm big on is walking in my purpose, praying to God, and knowing that my journey is bigger than just me. There are thousands of people who have prayed over my safety, my health, and just my journey. And me, I know that me becoming a physician, that you becoming a physician is bigger than just us.
For sure.
There's thousands and millions of people that we can impact and for the better. And so that's been some of the most rewarding parts of the journey for me.
Well said. Yeah, I'd have to echo that sentiment. Honestly, I feel like the most rewarding part for me is just kind of inspiring people along the way. Like for example, when I was at Brigham, one time when I was enrolling patients for a clinical trial, I was another black man. And honestly, I was the only black CRC in the entire department. So I went to him, enrolled him, got him into the study, and he asked me, he was like, oh, what are your plans? Like, what are you trying to do? And I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm trying to go to med school. I was doing some research right now, kind of boost my application. And he was just like, man, that's awesome. Keep going. And he told me, I'll never forget this. He said, seeing you do it gives me faith that my daughter can do it too. And I was like, that's so true, man. Your daughter never could do it. So I just feel like being in these spaces, just being able to impact people, not even as a physician, but just kind of like going along the path, that's been very rewarding for me. I also think, the experiences that I've been able to get, like, going to medicine, you get a lot of like shadowing experiences, research experiences. So you just learn areas that people haven't really looked into. And you just kind of learn more about what you like in medicine too, So I kind of feel like learning along the way has also been really rewarding. But I think mainly just being able to impact people along the path has just been like incredible for me. So
yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. I definitely, I agree. I think seeing is believing. One thing that I was blessed to have and still have is my mother, who is a physician. And so just seeing her and knowing that it's possible, I think that's something that's inspiring. And that's something that, we hope to do with this video and with this platform, is just to show you that it's possible. With us being minorities in this field, that adds more adversity to the journey, but God wouldn't give you more than you can handle. And so if you're watching this right now, know that you can handle any and every form of adversity that you may encounter. Whether you're a man or woman, you're black, whether you're Hispanic background, it does not matter. You will face opposition, you will face adversity, but it's okay because you can get through it. You are equipped. And that's something that I learned along the journey, that, we don't have to be perfect. I think sometimes, you win sometimes you lose sometimes. You have some ups, you have some downs, and that's okay. And so I guess we could talk about that just,
for sure.
I think sometimes we can get into that mode of thinking of we have to be perfect because sometimes we feel pressure, especially being sometimes a minority in certain spaces. You put pressure on yourself to be as good as you can be, to represent, to be your best. And sometimes, you may not do as well as you want on every exam. You may not always say the right things, but we're telling you, give yourself some grace in that process and just keep going. So
yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I have to agree with that. I think, especially in medicine too, I think there's that pressure to be like always right? Like straight A's, hundreds, like you have to hit those marks. I think that pressure's always there, but we're human, right? Like that's not always going to happen. Like there's going to be times where you struggle with a class. There's going to be times where you struggle with something. Like even as a physician, there's going to be times where you like see a patient, the treatment that you recommend might not work, right? So I think the biggest thing is just not letting that phase you. Like just being adaptable. You encounter a problem, okay, what am I going to do to fix this, right? You encounter a hardship, what am I going to do to overcome this, right? Because you can overcome this, as Chamberlain was saying, like there is a way, like whatever obstacle comes in your path, whatever difficulty that you face, like that's not the end all be all. Like there is a way past that, and you just have to find that way past that and just keep pushing and being resilient.
Yeah, definitely. One thing, while I was at Xavier, one of our advisors, Brother Desmond Collins. So we had a Men of Xavier organization, and we had a ceremony, a pinning ceremony where we got the pin that you put on the suit.
Yeah.
So at this pinning ceremony, I'll never forget Brother Desmond Collins and Brother Tim Ambrose, Mr. Don't Quit. Shout out Don't Quit, Mr. Don't Quit. And one thing analogy that they used was when you plant a seed, it grows downwards before it grows upwards. And I think sometimes things may get hard, things we may feel like are going for the worse, but really it's for the better. And a lot of times that while the seed is going down, while things aren't going well, we can get discouraged. But as Josh said, there's no need to get discouraged. Keep going. It's difficult, but I'm telling you, you can do it. You're looking at two medical students who have faced adversity, who have had discouraging moments, but we persevered. And that's why we're sitting in front of you today, not because we were perfect on our first attempt at everything.
Not at all.
Not at all, but we persevered through it. I remember studying for the MCAT, and I took my first practice exam. I believe I got a 490 on it, and a lot of schools, your average to get in, the median score is way above a 490. So that was discouraging. But did I stop? No. Did I allow that to make me change my path and not want to become a physician anymore? No. I said, okay, I struggled. I'm struggling in these areas. Let me try a new way. Let me try a new perspective. Let me seek help. We literally just got finished talking with some dental students, and they said, you shouldn't feel embarrassed to seek help. You should feel embarrassed to need help and not say anything.
Speak out.
That's the bad part, is when you need help and you're not speaking out and asking for help. Ask and you shall receive. And closed mouths don't get fed. So if you don't ask for help, how will people know that you need help? And how can the right people who can help you, how can they come into your life to help you if you don't express that you need help? So I say all that to say, when you're going through the adversity, though it may be discouraging, keep persevering and also be open-minded and be willing to ask for help. Put your pride to the side and ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help.
Yeah, I have to agree. Yeah, I mean, I think in med school and really just in anything that you're going through, when you encounter those hardships, there's nothing wrong with asking people who've gone through it and have been successful for help and advice. Like, actually, I think that's something that we all need to cultivate, because when you do that, your failures or your difficulties, those circumstances can turn into learning experiences. And that's how you grow and you become better.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So, along that note, how has my question for you is, how has embracing other ways of thinking or embracing different perspectives, how has that helped you along the journey? Because I know we talked about, seeking help, seeking advice. How has that, for you, been able to help you along the journey?
Yeah, so I think that, at least in medicine, a lot of people you'll hear a lot of noise, from people who've gone by. And a lot of this sometimes, at least for me, it's kind of scared me, like hearing perceptions from people like, oh, you have to hit this score in MCAT to get in. You don't get this, you're not getting in. Oh, you don't get into med school the first time, you're done. Like, you hear all those noise, right? You just hear a lot of people saying certain things. So sometimes kind of getting perspectives from people who have been on the other side of the coin, people who might have taken the MCAT 3 or 4 times even, right? Or people who had to apply to med school multiple times. Or just people who have kind of like gone through those areas and have still been successful. That's very important, and I think that's like very crucial in kind of mitigating some of that fear you might feel, because there's not it's not a one size fit all, whether getting into med school or being a physician. It's not just like, there's not one thing that you have to do to get into that, right? Like, there's like multiple different ways to be a physician. Everybody's journey is a little bit different. So I feel like hearing people who had different experiences along that way is really important for kind of shaping your belief in yourself and shaping your possible journey as well.
Yeah, definitely, and I can definitely agree with that. And even, when I was working on my personal statement, that was something that I would seek lots of advice. And fortunately, at Xavier University of Louisiana, we have a pre-med office where they specifically provide advice and resources for working on your personal statement, working on your post-secondary experiences form, making sure that you have your summer programs lined up for you, so things of that nature. But along that process, it was hard, and I had to be proactive and not reactive, and meaning I had to seek out help. You have to seek things out so that you can receive. And so one thing for me was personal statement. When I tell you I submitted my personal statement to them, I was like, oh man, I cooked something up. I cooked it up. got it back, nothing but edit.
Nothing
So
but
change
red.
this, yeah, change that. That's off. And then, you know, I would edit it, send it back, more red. Oh, no, this is still not right. But it all was for the better.
Yeah.
So, don't, like Josh said, don't be discouraged about, you know, needing to critique things, needing to revise things, needing to edit things, or the discouragement. Because one thing that I have noticed in life is that misery loves company. And so if I'm doing well and Josh is also doing well, but if we surround ourselves with other people who are miserable, who feel miserable about themselves, how do you think they would try to make us feel about ourselves? They would try to make us feel miserable because misery loves company. And so one thing that's also important is making sure you're surrounding yourself with the right people and the right influences, because sometimes the wrong people who may have a negative, who may just have a negative, be in a negative spirit at that
it's like
moment.
a negative attitude.
They'll make you feel negative, and that'll rub off on you. So you want to make sure you're hanging around people who are like-minded, with a similar focus and ambition and a positivity. And when I say positive, I don't mean people that are yes men or yes women that are always going to tell you you're right even when you're wrong. No, people that can hold you accountable. I'm not saying, but I'm saying people who won't discourage you from your dreams or tell you can't make it, you can't do it, you can't do this, you won't be able to do that, you're not good enough, you're not tall enough, you're not. No, hang around people who will empower you and speak life onto you. And do the same for them, and y'all grow and build one another. So,
for sure.
Yeah, definitely, man. Who you hang around is very important.
Very important. I'd agree with that. Yeah, you know, I mean, just think about it, right? If you're surrounding yourself with a whole bunch of people who are saying, oh, you know, why do you want to do medicine? Like, there's nothing there for you. Like, you're going to be doing this and that. You're going to be studying all the time. Like, you could be doing this. Like, if you're surrounding yourself, you're hearing that 24/7, of course, your mind is going to start to shift towards that, right? You're going to kind of lose focus of your goal. Whereas if you surround yourself with people who are constantly encouraging you, right, you might get, you know, bad results on your practice test, right? And if you have those people that are like, nah, keep pushing, like, you know, that good score is going to come, keep pushing. That'll motivate you and inspire you to keep pushing, and then you'll end up, you know, reaching your goals. So yeah, who you surround yourself with is really, really important, and can honestly change your trajectory like tremendously.